This is Rowena Dooley asking Sol citizens to report for duty.
I've been staring at the moon. Take me higher, waiting for your call.
This is Rowena Dooley asking Sol citizens to report for duty.
Hey, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. It is I, Griffin Gaming RPG, and welcome back to Soul Voices. Calradi, I don't know what happened. We lost our opening music there after the new Soul. I don't know what happened. The music disappeared.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Don't worry about it, guys.
I know. Well, listen, I'm here with my good friend Calradi. How are you, man?
I am great. I am lively. I am awake. It's been a
Cool.
long week, but I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here. I'm happy to be part of Soul Voices. How are you doing, Griff?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Like you said, it's been a busy week. It's been a busy day. And yeah, I got a couple of minute late start today. You know how I am about being on time, but thank you guys for
Yeah.
being here. Those of you who are here hanging out with us on a Saturday afternoon, we appreciate you. Let's get some shout outs to Pops in Space. Ryu, because you know what, Ryu, you're gonna have to tell me how to say your name because I blow it every time your name pops up. Axis, good to see you. Fist, thank you guys for being here. As always, we appreciate everybody who's hanging out, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. If you like us, subscribe to us. If you really like us, you know, we really appreciate you guys coming back and hanging out with us during our other shows. As you guys know, Soul Voices is our one-on-one where you get to talk to myself, get to talk to Calradi about the topics that we pick, that we pull from Spectrum and Reddit. And today we've got we got an industry thing too, but we're really going to be on, I think, Spectrum more today, Calradi, because I think both of these subjects are things that are going to take up a little bit of time. And then we've got to leave some time for the Playa Haters are going to be here today. We've got Grim Hex Brethren is going to be here, and G-Lock are going to be here, so we want to give them time to share what they want to share from the world of Star Citizen.
Yeah,
so that you guys can talk to them as well. Let me start out with this. It's been, as you know, this was a big week for Star Citizen. We crossed I don't know if it was a landmark or not. You know, we've been to this point where we hit these 100 million marks, you know, and people kind of make a big deal out of it. On Thursday's show, Fastcart talked a little bit about it, and he showed a little bit of Montoya's video. And even though $500 million sounds like a money, and $500 million is a lot of money for me and you, in the gaming industry, in some ways it's almost peanuts, depending on know, where you talk about, right?
Yeah.
Do you pay attention to all that when we hit the $1 million mark? I mean, is it a big deal to you, or is it like, okay, we crossed another line? What is it to you?
I think it was a bit of an in between, because it was nice because I was literally refreshing the page for about an hour or so to see to see when they actually crossed it, and I had my snipping tool ready to actually take that, that snapshot.
I saw you posted it in there. Yeah, you didn't get it at the 0, but you got it just a few numbers after.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
But ultimately, it's not a really big deal for me. It's a big deal in a sense that, okay, there are still persons who are willing to contribute and continue this dream, this goal, this aspiration of realizing something that has evolved from compared to what it was in the very beginning. So that's how I see it. But
Okay.
in terms of where we are, or rather what we haven't gotten yet, like how some of the videos have popped up lately, it's not really something that concerns me.
Okay.
I just want to see continued growth, continued momentum.
Yeah.
That's my concern.
Yeah, it's a good perspective. All right, well, we're going to visit that conversation later, gang, so you guys will get to join us on that. So once again, we want to let you know, if you look, there's a link that will pop up in chat. If you want to come in and talk with us, if you have some thoughts on the topics that we're talking about today, we would love to hear from you. If you've never been here before, don't be shy, don't be scared. Calrati doesn't
come on in.
At least most of the time he does.
Much.
So yeah, much, right? So you guys are more than welcome to come in and talk with us, because that's what this show is about. It's about hearing from you, because y'all get to hear from us enough. We want to hear from you, and you. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready to jump into these topics for today.
Let's go.
The first one, Calrati, I picked up, and I'm going to end up having to read this, of course, as always. As you know, last week, the stream that CIG covered, a real big thing that a lot of people were interested in, was this whole thing with the persistent entity streaming, right?
Right.
Really big deal. We've seen this kind of more from the days of what was it called? What was it called?
Server-side object container streaming. Then of course we had the global persistence.
Right. Keeps getting these different names and stuff like that. But it is kind of interesting, because back in the day, CIG was really big on telling people, hey, don't think that this is the magic bullet that's gonna fix everything. And so we've seen it iterate over and over, right? So this particular one came from Jolly Roger, and I'm going to read this to you, gang. Let me see, do we have any mods here? I don't think we have any mods here today. Let me pull this and put this in the chat for you guys. Okay, you guys can follow along with this. There's the link there. Feel free to follow along. This is what Jolly Roger had to say. PES tier 0. My problem with current PES tier 0 is that it was stated. If you have a cargo ship full of cargo and the server 30Ks, it will start a new server and restart that shard with your cargo ship full of cargo, but not you. You will need to get back on the exact same server or shard to get it. No reward if you'll spawn in your ship or your last spawn point. If, however, you cannot get back on that exact server or shard because of matchmaking, or the server is full, whatever, after 10 minutes, your ship and cargo will be lost. You will have to claim it. And the only change the only way to change this is server meshing or better matchmaking system, which they said they will not do. So back to not doing cargo runs. That's how this person feels. They ain't doing no more cargo runs. So what about cargo insurance or something? After all, cargo refactor is coming with 3.18. Why do we not have some way to protect our investment? And then they put a couple other notes in here. A 30K cargo recovery is being worked on at the moment for 318, but no word if it'll make it in time. And then they also ask why they're not working on matchmaking. That's another video that they have out. So what are your feelings about this? From the days of 30K, you go out, you take your ship out, something happens, you lose your ship, you lose your cargo, you start over. Now they're saying, well, yeah, your ship will come back with its cargo, but you won't be on it.
Right.
And if you're lucky enough to get back into the same server, you can get in that ship and go. But if for some reason that server's full, or you just can't get back in that server within the 10 minutes, you lose out again. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, so as we progress in this alpha, we keep seeing sometimes persons say, okay, it's a continued alpha, which it is. And but at the same time, you'll hear from one side, even though it's an alpha, CIG still wants to maintain this kind of momentum, this kind of theme, because there are some players who may not have been accustomed to how it used to be. right? So as a result, they try to make an extra effort or invested effort to kind of curb how intense it may be, even when something as foundational as this comes into play. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse, the reality that there will still be some kind of, curved or some kind of dip where we just have to accept that, okay, something as losing your ship for maybe a patch or a point patch until the actual 30K heartbeat version that works with PES is implemented. Yeah, not everything is that we want to avoid these kinds of issues are going to make it into the first build. And we see that the poster acknowledges that. And unfortunately, we just have to be prepared. Of course, we shouldn't jump to conclusions and state that and assume that it's not coming in. CIG stated that they would try, and it goes against your health, your mental well-being to be too worried before something comes online, right? Okay. So it's best to just wait and see how best they can push to get the 30K heartbeat version to work with PES, and then we can give our views, because it's the same thing kind of that happened with regards to when personal inventory came in with iCache, right? We lost our stuff, and then of course eventually for the point patch we got the 30K heartbeat. So it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of extra patience. Sometimes we tend to forget how important PES really is. We may not see it. The devs are seeing, okay, everything's literally being on fire here if we change this. So let's not put a little bit extra fix, even though we know it's going to make the players happy. We just want to make sure that this thing works. It doesn't mean that it's not going to come in. It doesn't mean that it's not going to come into 3.18 live. Just got to wait, be patient.
Okay. All right, let's bring in Pops here, because I understand the frustration. There's some frustration here, right? You said it's good for your mental health, right? I think being in this whole process isn't good for your mental health as far as I'm concerned. All right, but let's go ahead and go to Pops. Hey, Pops, how are you?
Hey, Pops.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good. Yeah, any thoughts about the PES, these changes that are going to be coming up? Because it will impact players. So any thoughts?
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I'm not really sure. Okay, between you, because y'all brains are bigger than mine. The shard, because they were talking about the shards, right? Are we the shard, or
no? They've talked about how for right now, shard and server is interchangeable for them. Right now.
Right, because that kind of confused me.
Yeah. I wouldn't even let that throw you off, Pops. And to be honest with you, that whole thing is going to be transitioning. I mean, CIG is trying to move to this thing where there's, like right now, there's a bunch of servers / shards, and what they want to do over time is go from however many they have and continue to reduce them to the least amount possible, with the ultimate goal of everyone being on one big /server / shard. Okay.
Yep.
So I wouldn't get hung up on the shard thing. This is the new term that's been introduced. You know what I mean? And shards can, for a lot of different games, mean different things. But I think the focus here has to do with, you as a player. If you get that crash, if you were guaranteed to get back in that server, you could say, okay, I can kind of tolerate that, right? My cargo's still there, my ship's still there. But we also know that matchmaking ain't working. And if I try to get in there and it says my server's full and that 10-minute time lapse goes by, I got to start over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. Because I know it was a big discussion this week about losing your ships. That some people were saying that we were going to lose our ships. We weren't going to have our ships anymore. The insurance wasn't going to work.
Right.
And I really didn't want to.
And that was bad information, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the good common sense should tell you how you're going to have a space game without any spaceships.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I mean,
true. Well, I think that's what they were trying to say too. That's what that person was trying to say too. How are we supposed to play a game if we don't have no ships? So you're absolutely right, Pops. Yeah, it is ludicrous.
Yeah,
right?
But I really needed you guys more clarification than anything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, don't let that haunt you right now. Yeah, don't let that, because I know that kind of throws people when they hear that, because again, we've heard shards used in other games, and CIG has been very specific about how right now it's not servers and shard. You know, there's a whole lot of transitioning going on with this whole networking thing that they're working on. So it'll get there. Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
I get
Pops.
it. Thank you so much.
Always glad to have you, brother. Always glad to have you.
Thanks, Pops.
Alrighty. Pops is always a good guy. He always he always beats everybody here too. He's like first man in. You know what? Where's my voices channel? Because I put Pops in the wrong spot and I meant to put him in voices. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in Fist to Face. Fist is next up in there.
All right.
Fist, how are you, man?
How are you?
Good.
Yo, Fist.
Yeah. Any thoughts about this PES Tier 0?
You know what? I not gonna go too hard on the guy. I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you put in a lot of work. And a lot of times, again, it kind of goes back to that mindset that Star Citizen sometimes, you know, you feel like you're not in a testing phase. You feel in that game.
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand. And like, it's like, I don't know if the scenario you said, if I was paying attention correctly, that, you know, if you've been in a game and you've done, some certain amount of work and got your cargo in there and you're ready to go, and boom, something happens to that server and you're trying to get back to it, and you can't, it's gone.
Let me ask you this, Chris. Do you think that his last statement, so back to not doing cargo runs, do you think that maybe that is the thing to do if you're frustrated by that, is to just say, hey, I'm, you know what I'm saying? That messes like how Roddy said, messes with my psyche too much, dude. I'm not doing no cargo runs right now.
I'm going to tell you from my point of view, in my opinion, yes, because before we had even the 30K heartbeats and all of the other stuff where 30Ks were reduced, I remember when I first came into the game and me and my dad, we got into cargo and, coming down to Area 18, and I remember Hangar 7.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't come in Hangar 7 at the right way, boom. I mean, that invisible wall is there. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah, exactly. And I remember I had, thinking, okay, well, let me load up my Carrick, try to make a couple runs, let me throw this risk. I had about 400K. Let me take the 400K and try to see I'm gonna go for the gusto. And boom, it was gone. I'm like, oh. Yeah. Luckily Pops had money to help a brother out. Yeah. But I said, you know what? That's it. I'm done. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Hang it up for now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, you can't get mad at the person completely. I mean, I get it. You want to be sympathetic to it. But to your point, and it's a hard pill to swallow. You said it earlier that this is still a test. No matter how you look at it, it's still a test. And it's hard to separate that because sometimes it feels like it's there.
Yeah.
It's difficult sometimes to separate and tell your mind, I'm testing, especially when you put so much, you feel like you put that much work into it. And obviously, and to answer your question, yes, I would say for me, take a break. Don't even touch cargo right now. Don't even touch it. If you feel like you're that type of person who cannot deal with it, and I'm just using the right word, maturely, because I didn't deal with it maturely. I said, hey, listen, I blew up. I was cussing at the stream. I was cussing at my screen. I said, Dad, I'm I tell you, and we took the break.
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you, man.
I hear you. Okay.
Especially when it works. You see, when it works, you feel kind of pulled in, and it's like, okay, you instantly forget about the bug. But when it just doesn't work, everything just stops, man.
All right, Fist. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Good words as always. Alrighty. We got one more here. J2 is gonna come in. J2, the smiling Viking. How are you, man?
What's going on, everybody?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm hanging in there.
Good. The PES Tier 0. Did you get a chance to see some of the video when they talked about it?
I did. I watched the whole thing. It was, with the cancellation of what was it? It was the AI that was supposed to be there, right?
Right.
The AI people with the cancellation of that and the way the past few SCLs are going, I really expected to be disappointed in this episode. You know, I go to SCL and ISE looking for new information. So when they're just kind of, you know, doing a meet the dev sort of thing, you know, that seems like, or the game dev episodes, you know, those are always a little less interesting for me.
Okay.
But this one, although it was that game dev sort of episode, there was still some information in there, and even without it, it was an entertaining episode. It wasn't a hard watch. I was less disappointed in it than I expected to be.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like it's a very interesting topic, but it actually was. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your feelings about for this player? You know, they sound a little frustrated, right?
Yeah, you know, I don't really understand these frustrations, at least not at this stage. Right now, when I log into the game, I mean, I switch servers for numerous reasons. If you know, if my frame rates are getting low, if things seem buggy, if I'm not getting the missions I want, there's any numerous, any number of reasons that'll cause me to switch servers.
Right.
And lately, for the past, you know, pretty much all through 317, even back into 317.1, as far as I can remember, when I go switching servers now, like 7 out of 10 times, it spits me right back onto the same server. I've got to actually actively log into the server of a friend who I know is on a different server or switch regions or do something like that. Otherwise, it's putting me back on the same server every time. I have trouble getting off of the servers that I'm on. So this seems like an unfounded concern to me, especially at this stage, because like with the way matchmaking works now, like I'm saying, I'm having trouble getting on another server, even when I want to. They said that they weren't going to rework the matchmaking system, but that doesn't mean they're not going to make tweaks to it. You know, just little tweaks here and there. I'm sure they'll make things better. They said this thing about ships. Your ships are attached to your account. Whether they're stored or not, I believe they're likely to go with you to a new server in most instances. And he said in that same interview that it covers more than that. You know, it's going to cover, they have a priority of items that will pass with you, even if they're not necessarily stored, you know, stowed and unstowed. He said certain unstowed items, you know, are still going to stick with you. So I don't feel like this is a big concern. And, you know, they have this, I feel like they have it in hand, you know, even if it is a bit annoying, I don't think it will be that way for very long.
I think one of the scenarios that he came up with was the one where if your ship is, because he was making the comparison about things that are in your inventory and things that are outside of your inventory. And Kai brought this up last week to us because there was another show where some people had the information wrong. They and this goes to what Pops was talking about earlier. We were talking about losing your ship, and with the person, unfortunately, sometimes people hear what they want to hear, right? But what they said was that if your ship stays on the other server because it wasn't in your inventory, all you have to do is claim it, and you will have it. So there is no losing, quote unquote, your ship. You know, there's no character reset or anything like that. And I know I don't
understand any concerns about anyone's mentioning about insurance. No one said anything about insurance changing or breaking, or, you know, that system's been there for as long as I can remember, and it needs to be done with it. It's surely not nearly a robust enough system for what we need for the future. But I don't see that system breaking or suddenly not working now. You know, that wouldn't, you know, make a ton of sense to me.
Good point.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to me with, you know, like we were saying last time, with the myriad of legitimate concerns there are to have about Star Citizen and its development, the hills that some people choose to die on just baffle me.
Yeah, I know. That's true. And I will say this, I think all of us do, at least the most of us do, when we approach the game, you know, we take those like 1,000 milligram pills before we get on, because we know
you gotta meditate,
it
man.
could be one of those days. You know what I mean? It could be one of those days. Some days you get on the game and everything works fine. You have no problem. Then you get those days, man, where it's like, dude, you know. So I mean, a lot of it is, Cal, right? I got to go back to what you said earlier. A lot of it is about, can your brain handle it? you know, and for some people, dude, if you say I don't want to do cargo, don't do it like, you know, I'm slamming down my ball and bat, like I'm not doing cargo anymore. You know, no, it's not it. You know, it's just say until cargo gets fixed, I'm not enjoying it as much. You know, I don't want to take the risk. That's fine. But let's put the caveat in, J2. If we're not doing that stuff, we're not helping the progression of testing for the game. That's the other side of the coin.
Exactly. And
That is the
you know,
other side
there's
of the
ups
coin.
and downs to it, just like
Yes.
you said. Like last week, I played, you know, numerous times last week for a bunch of hours and had a great time. The game was working beautifully, smoothly. I had minimal problems. This week, it's bug after bug, crash after crash, missing corpse after missing corpse. You know how frustrating that is to die in a bunker mission, fight your way all the way back, and
can't
find
get there.
your corpse is just vanished,
Yeah.
or it's like falling through the floor or something.
Yep.
Terrible.
Yep.
Drives me crazy. Wasn't happening last week.
Right.
This week it won't stop happening.
Yeah, and
I'm
there was
trying
no
to
patch,
switch
and there was no
servers,
patch
but
between
can't
them,
get
right?
on a new one.
And there was no patch between that. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
It was the free fly and the events.
Yep. So that's what happens. Okay. All right, J2. As always.
All right, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Thanks, all, man.
All righty.
Yes, sir.
J2 always shares some good stuff too.
Yeah.
All righty. All right. Yeah. That's my thing. You know, just dude, if it's too much for you, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, I am trying to be sympathetic. There's other stuff to do in the game. Or there are other games, you know, 3.18 is coming, and
exactly. Just
we'll
just try something else until.
Yeah, we'll work through it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and hit on this second one. Now, this one here, Calrati, this one hits me in the heart.
Ooh.
Because I've been waiting on the Reclaimer forever. I mean, I bought the Reclaimer knowing it didn't work. I've loved walking around on the Reclaimer. I think it's just a cool ship. When 3.17 or 3.17.2 came out and they've added that mission, have you ever done that mission where the Reclaimer's out in space with the pirates on it?
I do it almost every single day.
Oh, dude, that was such a cool mission, you know. And then you go in there and they got the computers in there and the cargo. I'm like, oh man, they hooked this up.
I love it. I love it.
I've been like, when that happened, I just saw the potential. You know what I saw? I saw the potential of these big multi-crew ships, of stuff that they could do. You know, I've always thought about the things that I would do, but to know that was an actual mission where that Reclaimer was propped out and fitted out with computers and cables and, you know, NPCs. I said, wow, now I'm getting it. You know, so if they do that to more ships like the Starfare and the Idris, oh man, could you imagine? Like right now we go out there and fight the Idris and we shoot it, but imagine when we're able to go out there with the, what's it called? The, what's the thing called, y'all? The boarding ship, the Drake one, or the Anvil thing. What is that thing called?
Oh man, I know. I know what you're talking about.
Y'all know what I'm talking
about.
Help us out. Legionnaire, thank you, Ender.
Yeah, there you go.
Ender.
Thank you, Ender.
Imagine being able to do that now, you know, on these ships and going. Oh, it's going to be so cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. This was on Spectrum too. We'll drop this one, guys, to you. This is the 318 Reclaimer Salvaging by I guess it's Axrotalus.
I think it's Axrotalus.
Yeah, Axrotalus. Okay, this is what he says. He says, hello. Oh yeah, let me put the link in for you guys because I do want you guys to. Where's the link at, Calrati? If I got it.
Thank you, FC.
FC got it. Thanks, FC.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. He says, hello, dear game developers. I'm very much looking forward to the next patch, 3.18, and the associated salvaging. I have a question in advance. Did I understand correctly that players in the Reclaimer have to manually move boxes into the hold so that they can be sold from the ship? I really hope I've got this completely wrong because I can't think of anyone I'd want to ask to do a job like that. If this is true, I would love to meet the game designer who came up with the idea that something like this could be fun for someone in the long run. And then they put down some additional text. In 2022, in every airport, logistics center, and shipping warehouse, we have robots moving boxes in the buildings. But in a computer game set hundreds of years in the future, we have to do it by hand because it's so immersive and cool. I'm very sorry. I can only laugh about it. All right, Calrati, that's the deal with the boxes. Let's bring Pops in first, and me and you will give our thoughts later on. Okay. Don't forget, you guys can click on that link You guys can come in and talk to us. We'd love to have you guys come in and get your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts about this whole thing with the salvaging and in the reclaimer? Somebody's got to be down there like a Hebrew slave. Well, I couldn't say Hebrew slave. I should have said African American slave, but I'll just go with it. But anyway, they got to be down there moving them boxes manually. Okay, let's say indentured servitude. How about that? We'll see.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. So yeah, Pops, you there?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Yeah, Pops, what's this idea about the reclaimer, man? Are you gonna be down in the deep dark depths of that ship by yourself moving boxes? Is that boring? Is that really a job you want to do in the game?
When I saw it, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, we gotta tractor beam boxes, drop them in a hole, and another person gotta catch it. I was like, I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody made a mistake. Somebody missed a piece or something. I mean, I could see you passing it to another ship coming by, maybe a crucible that needs it to repair other ships or maybe something like that. But I didn't get it. They don't have a conveyor belt, it made me forget an elevator. And you, Griff, you probably remember these. Probably nobody else but me and you. Dumb waiters.
A dumb waiter,
yeah.
That's a dumb waiter. Just drops it down there in the thing, and you got to pick it up after that. That's all.
Land on your head while you on somebody's head.
I'm waiter right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Pops, are you thumbs up or thumbs down for working down there in the pit? That's what we want to know.
I'm thumbs down.
Okay.
There we go.
But thumbs down. Okay.
Usually, I mean, I have great high hopes for them, but they've got to fix that.
Okay.
That's just not. What century? 25th century?
Okay.
Duck Dodger in the 25th.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah, we got to do better
Pops.
than that.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Pops.
Thanks so much, Pops.
All right. Let me bring Fist in next and see what Fist has to say. Fist, you there?
How are you?
Hey,
Give it to us, Fist.
Yeah, what you got, man, for the reclaimer? You gonna be down in the deep dark dungeon by yourself, moving boxes?
I mean, I'm not too mad at it.
Okay.
I mean, it's something that I would probably look at it and say, I'm not a thumbs down, but nor am I a thumbs up type of a person towards it. It's kind of one of those things where, like, I'm not gonna make that my everyday job.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite sure maybe there'll be something. Maybe let's look at it like this. I don't know. Let's just look at it as an upgrade. Let's say you may be able to, as you progress in the game, be able to buy those robotic arms. Maybe you have to start out moving them manually.
Let me ask you a question. Do either you or Pops have a reclaimer?
No.
Okay, good. Because that I needed to know that, because I'm going to give Pops the answer to what he was saying earlier. And the idea of robotic arms is interesting. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So you say you're kind of more in the middle. Like, you kind of like, let's see what happens with this.
Let's see what happens with it first. Because like I said, I'm trying not to, go negative or positive all the way. Let me see. I'm kind of like stuck in that middle. Let me see what it is, and then if it is that way, then I'm saying for me, I would do it, but then it's not gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, put me down there. That's where I want to be. No.
All right, fair enough. All right, thanks.
Totally fair, Fist.
All right, that's good. I'm glad they don't have one, because I'm gonna make Pops feel good when he gets through with this. Unless J2 comes in, J2 might already say what I'm going to say. So let's get J2 down here. J2, welcome back.
Yo.
Hey, yeah. What's your thoughts on this? You gonna be down in the deep dark pit of the reclaimer down there by yourself with smudges on your face and everything, cussing?
Ooh, all of that.
There's a distinct possibility.
Okay.
This I feel, for once, just like I was saying before, finally we have a legitimate concern.
Okay. Though
I feel he's sort of missed the context a little bit.
Okay.
This is not going to be an issue just for the reclaimer. This is the cargo refactor. This is all of the cargo refactor. All right. Everybody's worried about whether they're going to be able to get on the same server as their cargo. Well, how concerned are you going to be after you just spent 45 minutes loading that cargo into your ship box by box?
Ooh.
Oh, he's dropping it now.
Eventually, I'm sure we will get tools, forklifts, skid jacks, things like that. We've got the mule. All right. Everybody was laughing before about how useless. Oh, what the hell is this thing? The mule. What point is this at? Cargo refactor is going to come in, and the mule may still be useless, but anything that shaves even a fraction of a second off of those loading times is going to be like a freaking godsend.
There you go.
So this is, eventually it'll work out, but that's not going to be tier 0. That's not going to be tier 1. Whatever we get it first, we're going to be moving these boxes by hand or with our little tractor beams one at a time. We're going to be loading. We saw in that one little clip they gave us of the cargo refactor, what was it? The UI. We saw that one screen that showed loading times and how you could hire AI to load it for you. But it's still, that was like a 30-minute loading time. And then, the AI shortened it down to like 12 minutes if you bought the best, the biggest AI crew. That's a significant wait. People complaining about 8-minute jump times. Now you got to wait 12 just to get your cargo in your ship.
That's a good point.
So I am a little concerned as far as the reclaimer goes with just dropping it down that shaft. That seems a little low tech.
Right.
But other than that, it's a concern, but it's not limited to the reclaimer by any means. This is what we're going to be facing with all of 318, the cargo refactor in general.
Good point. Thank you, J2.
Nice.
All right.
Thanks so much, man.
J2 went down the pipe that I was going to go down, but I'll let you go first, Cal Roddy, because I'm going to relieve Pops and them. I'm going to give them a special invitation, and I'm going to relieve their concerns. So go ahead, Cal Roddy. What do you?
All right, you're going to conclude this. Okay, I'm going to start. So, with regards to the statement, I totally understand where Axrotalus is coming from. But at the same time, sometimes it comes to a point where CIG thinks, okay, they have a particular goal or they have enough resources to flesh out something that isn't necessarily reflective of a tier 0, right? Other times they may not entirely know, okay, do we have enough resources to kind of push the envelope and make something better? Or do we know, okay, this is exactly where we want to go? Who knows the reason for this implementation? But at the same time, they're putting it in and they're going to see what comes out of it. Personally, I actually didn't know or even had an idea of how they were even going to manage cargo in the reclaimer. And when this actually was introduced, I was actually interested. I didn't think I would ever be anyone to really handle mundane cargo like how you do with Xenothreat in a reclaimer, but I'm actually personally going to be interested in looking forward to being someone working in this reclaimer and doing something as mundane as it is, because to be honest, what is interesting to some persons may not be interesting to another person, and that's why we have started it, right? That's why it exists. So something as trivial as this, as mundane or as quote unquote boring as this, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this works out, particularly in the end goal, how it contributes to, okay, based on how much the reclaimer can sell itself, its cargo for, based on the work that me and someone has put in. I'm actually looking forward to being part of a live crew to doing something like this, as mundane as it sounds. So yeah.
And I know it does sound mundane. J2 used a term here that didn't get included in this, and it was a part of them talking about this. This is tier 0 of salvage. So Pops, here's the invitation to you and Fist. Y'all come on, meet up with me at Hangar 8 R Corp. We're gonna get on the reclaimer, and I'm gonna show you what's on the reclaimer. For those of you who've never been on a reclaimer before, Pops, there is a conveyor system. There's a grinding system. There's a winch and pulley system. There are elevators. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there that are not currently a part of tier 0. So understand that what they're making happen right now is the initial aspect of salvaging, where we're able to strip a ship, get the material, and ultimately sell it. That's where they are right now. The rest of the mechanics behind salvaging are nowhere in this at all. So there's like 4 decks in the whole salvaging process. And some of you all have been in the reclaimer know that they've got the big grinding area in it. That's not even actively a part of this right now. So know that this is tier 0. Know that them boxes, as J2 said, just kind of falling down. That's just going to be part of it. But ultimately, there will be a system that you will work inside of the ship. Now, will they will it not include moving boxes manually? I think that J2 is right. It is a part of the cargo refactor, but I think this idea of using your multi-tool and going back there, that's not going to be the final end of it, because the salvaging is going to be on a grander scale. Right now,
Right.
it's so much smaller. But this is
It's
how
just
they're
hull scraping.
kicking it off, right? It's hull scraping. They're just kicking it off with that. So I will tell you this. I know plenty of Reclaimer owners who are excited about this. In fact, they're excited to be down there in that hold doing that work. And Calradi, I think your point is well taken. Some people will look at that and say, It's like being a garbage man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
listen, garbage men get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I
Oh,
guarantee
yeah.
you this. I guarantee you this. If I'm down there hauling them boxes, I'm making just as much money as that pilot or that guy on that laser. I better be. Matter of fact, I might be making more money than them, because don't nobody want to do that job. So that's a
They in
matter
the
of how
AC.
you negotiate
I'm in the
that.
heat. I'm in the slums. I'm in
Listen,
everything.
I might be down there singing hi ho, you know what I mean? As long as you're paying me right. So you
Exactly.
know, but yeah, for some people, don't get me wrong. That's what this person says, who thought this was fun? I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Dude, here's the deal too. You have some people who will tell you, I'm not into flying big ships, or I'm not good at mining. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not good at stripping. I'm assuming that hull stripping is going to have some skill to it, just like mining does, right? So what can I do on your ship to make money? Well,
Exactly.
dude, I'm paying just as much for people to haul them boxes as I am to work their laser. Hey, dude, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Because I need the money right now, right? I need the cash. I need the capital.
And to add to that, in Squadron 42 monthly report, they did say that in the features gameplay, a new system is also being developed to allow the player to control overhead cranes.
There you go.
So it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. So this is not the final iteration of how we're going to be moving cargo or, salvage around. So that's why I wanted to let Pops know, take a deep breath, Pops, as we always say, and you always say, tier 0, this is just where we're getting started. But believe me, it's going to be fleshed out way more. There will be some forms of automation. I guarantee you that, because the ship is already designed with automation features in it. It's not going to just stop there. Okay.
Yep.
So hopefully we can relieve some folks. Yeah. This is tier 2 cargo refactor. Thank you, Cyberwolf. Cyberwolf said, give him a dolly or a truck and he'll be fine. He'll need that else to go. All right. Bucket and mop for Pops. All right. Okay. So that's it on the salvage piece. Let's go ahead and jump on to this next one here. Now, this is an industry piece. We opened up the show talking about this a little bit, Cal Roddy. But Gamer Rant did an article, and, not just them, a whole lot of other folks did. Because, of course, this week, the big news in the industry was, Star Citizen has reached past
$500 million.
Yes, $500 million. They passed their mark. So what I want to present to you guys is this, and I asked Calradi this at the beginning: is this a big deal to you? Reaching the 500 million mark. Of course, it's great in the sense of being able to have some type of gauge of where we are. But is it the big deal when you see $500 million? Are your expectations still in a good place? Are they in a place that says, okay, that's where they're at right now, I get it? Is your expectation like, man, 500 million and we're still dealing with so and so? Is your 500 million, where is Squadron 42 with all this money? I just kind of want to get your general feelings when you see a number like this thrown out, when it comes to the development of the game. Now, let me put some caveats in here, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, let's put all the truth out there. This October, in 1 month, we will be at the 10th year of Chris Roberts announcing the Kickstarter and wanting to get Star Citizen off the ground. I also want to say that Squadron 42 is a huge factor in where this revenue is going as well. So keep in mind that this isn't $500 million just on Star Citizen, that there is a second AAA, which we hope will be a AAA standalone game that is also being designed while a AAA MMO universe is being created. So keep that in mind when you think about the 500 million. While you're sitting there, think about other games, and where other games are, budgets, things of that nature. And then give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about the 500 million. I was mentioning this about Calradi's video. I'm sorry, about Montoya's video. Calradi, he talked about the fact that how a lot of the money that's coming in is coming in from new people. It's not the old players that are dropping a lot of the money. So we have to ask ourselves, what's making these new people who know this game is still in development and know it's been around for almost 10 years, what's making them, instead of saying, hey, it's 10 years, I'm not buying any ships, instead they're saying, the next ship I want to buy is this, right? So that's another factor too, right? Because I would almost think that they'd have a different attitude about ships, but it seems like they have the sickness as well. All right, so let's bring in Pops. By the way, don't forget, you guys can come in and talk to us. Click on the link, and you guys can come in and give your thoughts about this as well. Pops, you there?
Hey, Pops.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yeah. 500 million, Pops. We hit the $500 million mark, like Calradi said. What's thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I have a question. Okay, is that a straight up $500 million from buying ships, or is that any part of that investor?
That's all crowdfunded money. There is some money that's in from in other words, from us, the backers. There is some money that they have that's not included in this number, but this is the amount of money that's been raised from backers.
Right, because that makes me wonder. Wow, if that's just backer money, you can imagine what other money they did.
They do have some investor money. They don't have. We can go back to the history of what they did with this game. There were some initial investors in the game, and actually some of them, they ended up, like, once they saw the crowdfunding model was working, they removed themselves from those investors. They paid them back their money with a little bit of interest, so that because it wasn't needed, right? The investors was kind of like a buffer in case the crowdfunding didn't really go anywhere. And then once it did, in fact, there was one backer or one person who was an investor who got really upset about it, that they didn't let them remain in the in the thing. But there is a couple other people. I forget the name of the family. Do you remember Calradi, the ones who put the money in for the publishing? I mean, for the marketing. I think of their name in a minute. I know somebody in chat probably knows who I'm talking about. But go ahead, Pops. What else were you thinking about this? The 500 million.
Yeah. My thoughts. It's a phenomenal amount of money. I know Montoya's video on the other end. It's to some games. This is a drop in the bucket, but I stated before, it's great that we've reached this milestone, but it's what you do with the money, to me, that really matters. And I'll just take I'll take the one example, mining, and how far they've gone in it. So I have a lot of high hopes, but I also have a lot of confidence that they will go and they bring things into the game that they're just doing things with the money, and I'm happy to be a backer. I'm happy.
Very cool. All right, Pops. Thank you.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Prisoner. Appreciate that. Yeah, the Calder family. Thank you. That's who I was thinking about. I think initially they put in like 43 or 47 million, then they were coming back later and dropping another 17 million, something like that, because they've seen behind the curtain a little bit more. So for them to put more money in, what they saw they liked, which is what that means. Let's bring Fist back in. Fist, you there?
Hey. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Fist.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So here's my thing. I'm not mad at Star Citizen. I mean, obviously, I knew that Star Citizen possibly would have, and reach their goal of, $500 million. Let's take something from what Raven said, which is a good point. If you guys know, and I'm quite sure anybody else in the chat knows of a game called Genshin Impact. I played it.
Same.
Played it. It started out, from what I remember, as a mobile game. It did move to PC. You play it on a PC, but it's still very big as a mobile game. Genshin Impact made, according to this article on Forbes, now taking it with a grain of salt, made 567 million in the first quarter of 2022. That's a quarter.
Yeah.
Of 1 year.
Yeah.
So to get all up in arms and see Star Citizen make less than that,
basically
over 10 years,
50 million a year. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got
what?
Go ahead.
No. You go.
No, because and it also talks within the article about how I think they make about let me see correctly here, that they make roughly about 3 billion every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Averaging 1 billion every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me, do I hear any noise about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's interesting. Montoya talks about this a little bit more, but he doesn't go into this part of the detail. He uses PUBG as an example. PUBG mobile, so far has made $7 billion, which in 2021, I think if I remember correctly, came out to $8 million a day.
Wow. Wow.
So, there's a lot of money. And see, a lot of times we look at that money because we look at it based on how we are, Cal, right? Like, I ain't got millions of dollars. So $500 million sounds like a lot of money to me, right? It's like, we'd be very quick to say, what could I do with $500 million, right? I mean, we would. But the reality of it is, in the industry, it's not a lot of money. Now, it is a lot of money in the sense of accountability and being able to find out, like I think Pop said this earlier, how's the money spent? Do we as backers feel that the money is being spent in a responsible and accountable way? It's great to hear that, like, okay, there's 5 or 6 studios around the world working, but even then, in the early days, Fist, I remember when CIG put together these. Remember the RSI doors, Cal Roddy, that they put into the studio?
Yeah, into the studios.
And somebody was talking about how much money making those doors would have been, because they looked real. They looked like the doors on the Constellation. They looked just like those doors. And they put in a little ID system there that you could put your ID to when the doors open. And man, people were talking about their corporate headquarters and how much. At my job, those doors cost something like $2.8 million. All types of crazy stuff, right? And it not only did that reverberate within the community, it went into some of the publications, the industry magazines, all types of people guessing how much. CIG ended up. I don't know if it was Disco or Ben, somebody put out something that showed them making
Disco,
those doors. They were made out of wood. They were
Thank you.
Like a garage door motor on it or something. I mean, it wasn't anything elaborate.
Some WD-40 was there.
Yeah, right. But don't get me wrong. They looked cool, and it was very. Whoever did it did a good job on it. It would make you think, oh, they must have spent a lot of money on it. But it was something that was done by somebody who put it together. It wasn't that big of a deal. But we do want accountability. Don't get me wrong. We do want accountability. And there's nothing wrong with that. But so for you, Fist, the 500 million, I'm not saying it's a drop in the bucket, but you feel like based on where things are right now, okay?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I understand coming up on that anniversary of 10 years for Squadron 42, not Star Citizen, but Squadron 42. I can understand, the anticipation, the want, hey, can you give us something to chew on?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I get that. I'm gonna still consider myself fairly a newcomer coming into the community of Star Citizen. Probably have to say me and my dad probably been in the game for about possibly coming on 3 years, maybe or so.
Right.
So it's still fresh to us, but I can get those who've been there since the beginning, want something, and it's been around. But I think so far, from my point of view, yes, they've been doing what they need to do as far as managing, those funds and going where they need to go, because.
Good point. All right, Fist. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Listen, we got a couple of great comments here, Cal Roddy, I'll share with you. One of them comes from Cyberwolf, who says, I guess CIG better not show off the transporter tech that they built to move Chris Roberts between studios worldwide. That was one good one.
Yeah, they don't want to reveal that.
They don't want to reveal that. Shimpasta says, regarding funding, why does everyone act like the $500 million went straight to Chris Roberts? it's clear if you need money to make a game, and that there's been progress, right? And
it creates a narrative. It
Yeah.
creates a narrative to help people go to bed at night because there's a story running. It creates that narrative. People always want to have a narrative, man.
Yeah, but he is right about that. A lot of times they don't say what is CIG doing with that money. There's this
Right.
it's being implied that, remember when they had the thing with Chris Roberts out on the yacht? Do you remember that back in the day? Remember that?
I do.
And he was
I do.
out for celebrating his birthday or somebody
Yeah.
on somebody's yacht. And they proceeded to say that, yeah, this is what's going on with your money. He's out here drinking champagne.
He bought his own 890 jump.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. Man, some of the stuff that we lived through, God, some of you all were around back then. Some of you all weren't, but it's way better than it used to be. Like way better. Yeah, he bought the mansion, Cyberwolf. Yeah, there was
Mhm.
there was all types. And people forgot that Chris Roberts already had money. So I don't know where this. Okay, we won't even get into that. Okay, we won't even get into that. Okay. So yeah, that's our themes for this week for you guys, are the ones that we wanted to cover for you guys.
Yeah.
We do have it was interesting on the ISC or the SCL yesterday, Cal Roddy. Disco said that we were in the drought quarter, right? Which
Right, the 3.0 drought.
is always a weird space for us because we know that they're preparing for CitizenCon,
Exactly.
and we're
Yeah.
like, it's at that point where things just kind of go into a lull. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that. They haven't been around long enough to know that this is the quarter where things get quiet. We also get it
Right.
at the beginning of the year when they take their 3 weeks off.
Yep,
So a lot of players are like, where are they at? Why isn't 318 out? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, sit back and relax. It's just the way it is. Don't stress out about it. If 317.2 is driving you crazy, plenty of other stuff out there to play. We would tell you that.
Yeah.
But in the
And
meantime,
plus, it did say, I'm not sure if you saw the newsletter last night, but it did say that the 3.18 is going to be in the PTU for Evocati testers soon. The initial build will focus on PES, and as you open more to more testers, so it's coming. It's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there was supposed to have been a test yesterday, and they're trying to get some other stuff for next week for you guys.
Right.
For those guys, I should say. So that's good to hear. We are getting there, and you know what they said by the end of September. So we're approaching that next week. Okay.
Still a week left, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to duck out. Calrighty and I are gonna leave for a little bit. We're gonna turn the green room. We'll go to the green room and turn the show over to G-Lock and Grimhex. They're gonna be with you guys. I know they've got some stuff that they want to cover. I think that they're going to be covering out of Spectrum. That's why we didn't do Spectrum, because they're going to do Spectrum. So that's Spectrum.
Right.
Reddit. They're doing Reddit.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Reddit.
Yeah, they're doing Reddit. And you know what? They're doing Reddit refunds.
Oh.
That should be interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
that should be interesting. Look at Cyberwolf. Oh man, look at how he turned. How you gonna turn on us? You see what he's saying?
That's hurtful. That's hurtful. Okay, okay.
Man, you hurt my feelings,
I see where you're coming from, Cyberwolf. Okay.
God, ain't this a trip? Oh my goodness. All that hard work we did didn't go nowhere.
It went nowhere.
All right, listen, we're gonna duck out. We'll be back after they'll be back after a couple commercials. All right, thanks guys. Peace, love, and soul.
Thanks,
see you in
folks.
a bit.
Cosmonaut is the premier online magazine for Star Citizen, packed full of ship reviews, outfitting guides, upcoming events, org interviews, current affairs, history, and more. Cosmonaut is your comprehensive guide to all aspects of life among the stars. Our talented team of writers, editors, designers, photographers, and artists are all passionate pilots and aim to bring you stellar images, incisive articles, and incredible design. Season 1 of Cosmonaut is available for download now. Head to www.cosmonautmagazine.com to get all 12 issues completely free.
Soul Citizens, the network that has brought you compelling programs about citizens, backers, refunders, white knights, pirates, salty space dogs, whales, dolphins, care bears, griefers, and grifters. Now, the Soul Citizens Network gives you another side of the story as we go into the world of the haters. The Soul Citizens present the Playa Haters.
Grim Hex.
Hey, what you seen, man? What you seen, man?
What's up, my brother? You back? Are you back?
Everything
Are you
good,
ready?
everything good. I hear your voice, man.
Are you ready, my man?
I ready like Freddy.
Oh, like Freddy.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see him, brother. Oh, look at you, man. Oh, you're looking good, my brother. I like that.
Yeah. Ready, everything, man. Ready.
Oh, yeah, you looking real good. Got the gloves and the hat. You see, I just in honor of you, my friend, I put on the gold hat today, man. The gold hat is for you,
talking, boy. Have to represent.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Soul Voices, my friends. Yeah. I'm hanging out with my buddy Grim Hex. Brethren, what's up, my brother?
Woo! Good to be here, man. Good to be
from the Caribbean.
Fine, lovely. Yeah. Hot like fire, ready.
I love it. Listen, them two guys in front of us, you know who I'm talking about. They left us some stuff to talk about from what's this from? Reddit.
Oh Lord, not Reddit again.
Reddit again. Yes.
People, man.
We're gonna be Reddit again. All right.
Oh boy, listen, let me see what they have to
say. If you guys want to come in and talk to Grim Hex or myself, G-Lock, all you got to do is click on that link. You can come in, give us your thoughts on what's being shared. Be respectful, be a player. Don't forget, we're here to have fun, but enter at your own risk, right?
If you're brave enough, come, let me go.
You gonna leave me hanging like that, man?
I thought you had the scene go. I thought you had everything ready. I letting you speak.
All right, look at the top of the screen, y'all. Players are gonna hate, so you better be ready if you come in with us. All right. All right, my friend. Let's take a look at what we got here for our first question here. Okay. All right. Okay. Why do people do this to themselves? All right. By a part survey 9733. All right. Now here we go. I got banned on the main sub for asking, why the F would you rather play a buggy tech demo than a 1,000 other games that are working out there? All right, that's the question. I got audio looping through. Is that you, man? What'd you do to your audio, man? You got the psychedelic music looping through on me. There we go. See, that's what happens when you got that brother down there in the Caribbean. They got some weird internet. Are you straight now, man?
Hey, I bought these things from a partner down the road. He tell me it's top quality when it's top quality. Hey, I had to find this man after this show, man. But, hey, I ready thing. Where you have to me?
All right. So back to the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would anybody rather play a buggy tech demo than the thousands of working games out there? So this is what he says. I still got a starter pack. I got a let's give it a try attitude. I buy armor, I buy weapons. I go do a bunker mission. The AI is stupid as F. I finish the bunker mission. I go back to PO, log out, and then I say, got better. Then today I log back in, and all the items in my character are gone. Why would anybody play a game this bad? Grim Hex, why do you play a broken, busted game like Star Citizen?
What I want to know, first of all, is why would anybody spend their time or their hard-earned time going on this website, right, play the game and complain about people who have their own experiences, who have their own positive experiences, right, playing the game? Hey, brother man, you have a bad experience, that is on you. But that don't mean that I don't have a bad experience. I have a positive, I have a good vibe on in this game, man. So what you have to, why you criticizing my experience? So that is what I had to say, G-Lock. What on them, boy?
I don't know. Boy. This player, I don't know if this player knows what alpha means. Maybe he needs to find out. Well, you know what? Most of these alphas ain't alphas, if you know what I mean. I think the brother might be. Thank you. Oh, I ain't gonna say he a beta, but I think he's used to playing betas. You know what I'm saying? He used to playing that early access stuff and that beta stuff.
He ain't telling you guys the gammas, all them things. Yeah, well,
I don't know. I think the brother needs to find out what alpha means. We got somebody waiting in the queue. Let's see. We got that brother Fist to Face. Let's bring him in here. What's up, Fist to Face?
Hey, Fist. All right. How y'all gentlemen doing here? Players doing up in here.
All right. My brother, listen, be a player and tell this player, why would you play a broken down game like Star Citizen?
You know what? You made a good point though, G-Lock. You said something about him being a beta. Right. And it kind of, I listened to this talk on the internet today. You know, maybe he's not an alpha man. He might be a beta man.
A beta fish. A beta fish.
There you go.
All right. A beta fish. Yeah. Because I don't want to call him a beta man because he might think he a better man. So we want to keep it on the
exactly. Beta fish.
you know, right. There you go. Beta fish.
Yeah, beta fish.
There you go.
Yeah, he need to go fishing for another game because evidently this one ain't cutting it for him, if you know what I'm saying.
Thank you.
I agree. It's possible, you know. So I question that person to rethink their motives and their mentality towards this game.
So Fist, does this mean that you need to be an alpha male to play Star Citizen? Is that what you're trying to say?
I believe so.
Oh,
woo! Fist has spoken.
I like that. The Fist has spoken. All right, my brother. We appreciate that.
Take it easy.
All right, tell Pops don't come in here. That 30K gonna be waiting on him. All right. Okay.
Hey.
Pops been getting them 30K the last couple times he came up in here. All right, man. Let's see what we got next.
Look at the devil. Hey.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, well, let's bring him on in here. He might not get one this week. What's up, Pops?
What's up, Pops?
I'm scared.
What you scared of, Pops? You an alpha male, right?
Be brave, man. You alpha. What you talking about, man?
You're an alpha player, right?
Yeah, but I'm scared of 30Ks and I'm scared of people that play with their nipples.
Whoa! Good googly moogly. Who's he talking about?
I have no idea. He's an innocent man. He's an innocent man, so I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
The brother, because he got the ladies. I think he got the ladies going crazy.
I think he's just meditating, Pops. I don't think he's doing nothing. I think this is where meditating.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's some of that Caribbean yoga that you see him practicing over there, Pops. I think you got the brother all mixed up, man. Grim to you, what he say? Do you think he try to play on you, man?
Please don't 30K me, please.
No, we ain't gonna 30K you. Grim, what's up, man? Your audio. You know what? Like I told you, Pops, don't get no internet service from the Caribbean. All right, you hear what I'm saying? We can hear the brother good. Now he done went out on another zone. All right, Pops.
From the brother selling those watches on the corner.
All right, Pops. Thanks for dropping in. Okay. All right, Pops didn't get 30K. Grimheck's working on his audio. We're gonna go ahead and go to this. There he is. There you are. I got you now.
Yeah,
brother.
man. No.
Yeah.
Hey, let me call this man after, but. Give me 1 second, G-Lock.
What y'all got the hurricane down there changing up your internet or something? What's going on, man?
See what happened? Fist Pops coming to the dance, accusing people of all kind of thing and
messed up your internet, huh? Okay. Oh, it's the dog. That's what it was. The dog probably ran across.
Well, they hearing me, right?
All right, so let me go ahead and bring up
over here.
Let me bring
trying
up
to fix this thing like some kind of old man.
While Grimhex is working on his thing. Okay. Now,
that's what happened when
this one comes
from biting.
PC.
I'm all over.
Are you there?
I hear.
Okay.
I was always here.
Okay.
I was just checking into something.
All right. Well, you good now. All right. So we got this PC ping 03D. How is it that wipes not affecting ships bought with real money? Now that kind of some broken English, Grimhex. I know you understand broken English. How is that?
Yeah, what's the
wipes?
broken English? Where does man come from? Where does person come from?
How
PC paying what treaty?
how is it that wipes are not affecting ships bought with real money? So I think what he's trying to say is, if you paid for your ship, how come your ships don't disappear, but people who work for their ships do? So let me read this to you, my brother. All right, this topic feels like a what? This topic feels like a room in the elephant. Did he say that wrong, y'all? Supposed to be elephant in the room? All right, y'all, listen, I ain't lying. Y'all can read it for yourself. There's the link. It feels like a room in the elephant that justify wipes are needed because database needs to be reset during development. Then how come ships bought with real money don't need to be wiped? From a software point of view, is it really necessary to wipe the database when they have ways to retain your real dollar ships? All right, Grimhex, I know you got some technical background. I'm gonna let you take this one here. Well, you know what? Let's bring in. We got a couple guests in here.
Let me see what people have to say,
because we got some tech heads up in here. All right, I'm gonna bring in the poets because I've already had Pops and Fist in. Let's bring the poets in because he's a technical kind of guy.
Yeah, let me hear what it.
Yeah, the
Come on, the poets.
What's up?
Tell me it, man.
What's happening, brother?
There, look, that smooth player voice. Listen to that, Grimhex. You hear that? You need a voice like that, Grimhex. The women will be coming in, Jack. Pardon the expression.
I'm not trying to show anybody up, but it is all natural.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that player go hate.
Your speech to get the ladies in, huh?
All right. Yeah. Now you looping through it, Grimhex. I don't know what you're doing to your internet over there, brother.
Come on. I'm coughing boats here. You know. And get the ladies on. Anyway, that's what you had.
Okay.
That's what you had to say.
All right. What you got for us, the poets?
Come on, man. Let me hear.
All right. So we're talking about the wipes, right?
Yes,
One
sir.
swipe, a clean wipe. Who said that?
A clean.
George Clinton.
Ooh. Brother,
One swipe, a clean wipe.
Ooh.
That's right.
Talk, Daddy. Oh man, you hear that, Grimhex?
I heard that loud and center, clean and whoo.
Loud and center.
Now, when you're a player like me, you look forward to the wipes because all of those lower level, unfinancially sound individuals get all their stuff taken away.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, I can just log right in and enjoy my 890 jump and 600i and all those origin ships that just look so fly.
Now that's a player talking how to play, Grimhex. You hear that, brother?
Damn.
You hear that, brother?
This man just jump in here speaking like he's Austin Powers, boy.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we're talking about. Okay.
But on the tech side, I appreciate what the devs need to do when they need to get a clean slate so that we can move forward, get a stable game, and then throw more money at it. I'm all for it.
Oh, you know what, Grimhex? This brother talking smooth. We got to play the song for him because he knows about the mothership. You know what I'm saying? The brother knows.
I want to hear.
Oh yeah, Let's get into the poet, y'all. Right. Oh yeah, on his 890.
Citizens of the universe.
Oh yeah. That's it. All right, the poets. Thank you for giving us that wisdom, brother. And by the way, don't forget to send out some invitations to that 890 next time you get a chance, brother. All right.
Most definitely.
All right.
Let's pack it with 120 people next time.
Ooh, that brother knows how to party. All right. The poets, that brother got a smooth voice, brother. I bet you got all the ladies chasing after him. Let's see who we got. Let's bring in Fist to Face next. All right, Fist.
All right, Fist. Give it to us good.
I'm back.
He's back. Back in black.
Back.
Sir. Back in black, ready to attack. Let's go.
What you got about these wipes, brother?
So I'm trying to understand what this person is saying. Now, first of all, wait a minute. I'm hearing this echo. Hey, Grimhex, you got to fix your tier 0 audio.
Come on. Hey, is that second hand thing, man? Right. All right. Speak your thing. I hear you.
I mean, this is beyond tier 0. It's negative 240, whatever you want to do. I mean, Lord, jeez.
So what's your thoughts on this with the wipes there, buddy?
All right. So I'm trying to understand what's his gripe really. I mean, is he saying that how wipes not affecting ships with real money? I mean, is he asking and saying that that our ships that we paid for should be. What is happening here?
I know Grimhex is over there trying to get his technical. He having technical difficulties today.
Oh my lord.
I don't know what he's over there doing. I don't know what he's doing. Well, this is what the poets are saying. The poets are saying players like him, he got his ship. When we get a wipe, everything gets to get reset nice and clean. He still gets to roll on his 890. Now this brother here, you know, he worked for his ship, and he's saying, well, how come them people that put that, you know, they put their hard-earned credits and pay for it, how come their ships don't get wiped? Why does my ship get wiped, but theirs don't? How come they can save their information, but they don't save mine? That's what this person's trying to say.
Okay, I get it now. Man, I'm trying. No, I'm gonna say it nicely. Well, basically, what they need to do is step up their game. Simple. I could go further with that, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it G.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess you could say they at least we know they got a starter ship at least, right?
Right. Exactly.
At least.
Yeah,
So
they got
something.
that. They got that. What they got is that peasant ship, as some players may call it, right? Ooh, I'm sorry. Did I say the wrong word?
Grimhex, he talking about your ship, man.
Ooh.
Oh, brother.
Well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did well.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna take care of it, Grim. Don't worry about it. I got him.
Man.
I got him.
No,
I got him. I got him talking about
me.
your ship, brother. I gave it to him, brother. I would go look at. Oh, Grimhex on the phone now. Oh Lord, good googly moogly. All right, we're gonna bring in the last one here. Pops in spaces. I'll close us out. Pops, you there?
Yeah, yes I am.
Yeah, Pops. So what do you think about this? How come people who they pay for their ships stay, but then those of us who work for our ships, the wipe come up, we got to start all over again?
Man, he just got to get a bite of reality right now.
Okay.
That's all he's got to do. He got to know. He got to know the name. Baby, that's all.
You think this brother forgot what the term alpha is? Is that what the problem is? I mean, or is he just hating? Is he just hating because Grimhex still gets back his? I don't know what Grimhex flying in now. What you flying in? Mustang Beta now, something like that? What is he upset about? Wait a minute, Grimhex, we can't hear you, man. We ain't got no audio, brother.
Grim, you got to stop buying your audio gear from Grimhex. You gotta wait till you get out. Go to PO.
That was
gotta
good.
Go to PO,
that's
bro.
Where he got it from. He got it from Rudo down there, right? Rudo, he buying his equipment from Rudo.
It is. Let me know. Nice. Yeah.
Now we can hear you. What was you trying to say now?
Yeah, I was saying how I could say I find a Mustang Beta. I know Beta, but I find a Mustang Alpha. Everything is Alpha.
Oh, Alpha. Everything's Alpha. Okay, my fault, player. You Alpha. I forgot you ain't Beta.
As the poet said, I felt insulted.
Okay.
I ain't no Beta man.
And Grimhex is the only person I know that can talk and like smoke signals with his nipples.
Oh God, Pops, you and the nipples, Pops, you and the nipples.
Yeah,
oh,
I know.
I am innocent. You know what? We got like last time, this time he was going good. Hey, wait.
He came back twice on the nipples, man. We gotta move about again, man. Well, listen, that's all we got for this week, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this time that y'all said. They don't give us a lot of time. You know, the other two punks, they take up the whole show at the beginning.
Man, so everything they take up.
They gonna move it to us right now. So let's talk about what we got coming up, man.
Yeah, there we go.
They're gonna respect you. All right. So why don't you tell them? Why I'll tell them about this? You tell them about the next. Well, I tell them about this. This is PodSat Saturday, as y'all know. We are part of the PodSat team. Y'all come in and visit with us on Saturday afternoon. Right after this, we send you over to the man himself, Paul Shelley, the great player of lore in Star Citizen. 6 p.m. Eastern time, he does the captain's table. And then after you leave from Paul will send you over to the old school brothers at Relay. Y'all can check them out at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So your whole Saturday afternoon and evening is filled with nothing but Star Citizen fun and excitement. And Grimhex, why don't you tell them about what's happening tomorrow on our main show?
Right, we talking about it. We talking about the Origin Jump Works. Anyway, let me not insult the Origin because apparently there's a Origin beta man here. So let me not talk about anything with regards to Origin as an insult. So anyway, on Sunday, right, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch, YouTube, both of them. We talking about Origin Jump Works, the shipyard with regards to all Origin ships. Come on, man. Let me talk about Origin. All these ships. Hey, we go meet all there. Or they may not see us, but or they see somebody else. A group of people, they're real nice, they are real 25, they are nice. Hey, they look good, they're still good, right? They talk better than me, but they're okay, right? So you're gonna meet them tomorrow.
So have you ever been on an Origin ship, Grim Hex? Have you ever been on any of the 600, the 890? You ever rode on those?
So you are assuming, G-Love, that just because I fly in a Mustang Alpha, that I have never been on an Origin ship. As the poet said, that's insulting. Anyway, I have been on an Origin ship. So
okay.
yes,
okay.
Many of my friends are of the sophistication to be and own and fly Origin ships. So take time, brother man.
Okay. All right. Well, we want to say thank you to everybody who came in and hung out with us. Those of you who hung out with Cal Roddy and Griff earlier, appreciate you. Don't forget, you know what, Grim Hex, every time we do this show, I get distracted because you distract me, man.
How I distract you, brother man? I innocent. How you and Pops always accusing me of everything, way.
Okay, but we're gonna get you guys set up to go over to visit with the Astro Pub. So don't forget when you get over there, give him a shout. Let him know that you came over from Soul Citizens and Soul Voices. Enjoy what he's doing over there at Shipyard. You know he always has great information. To my partner in crime, Grim Hex, the player from we gotta come up with the player from something. We gotta come up with some good title for you other than Grim Hex, because that's make it sound like you come from, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna come up with something good for you.
Hey, Grim Hex is a good place, but it's just people just think negative about is a good place. Is real 20 vibes. I invite you anytime, madam. Just don't bring anything flashy, because if you bring anything flashy, you may not be leaving with that, right? But that is just the reality of the situation. But I invite everybody to come to Grim Hex. We are real 20 vibes.
All right. As always, we'll see you guys real soon. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, love, and soul.
Peace.